Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 edition of the Trinidad and Tobago Internet Governance Forum. On behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Multi-stakeholder Advisory Group, my name is Tracy Hackshaw. I am the chair. I would like to welcome all of you to our 7th TTIGF, the 2023 Trinidad and Tobago Internet Governance Forum. 2023 brings with it many challenges and opportunities in Trinidad and Tobago as you grapple with the health, social, and economic impacts of the global pandemic, inflationary pressures, and ongoing struggle with economic diversification. As a small island developing state, our local challenges are compounded by a vulnerability to global economic shocks and the impacts of the global climate emergency. The internet-based digital economy is a critical element in facing these challenges and taking advantage of the opportunities presented. Meaningful and affordable access and connectivity leading to equitable digital inclusion must be a top priority on the national agenda. This is especially important as we are consulting on the United Nations Global Digital Compact. The United Nations Secretary General in September 2021 released his report, Our Common Agenda. The Common Agenda proposes a global digital compact to be agreed at the Summit of the Future, which will be held in September 2024, through a technology track involving all stakeholders, governments, the United Nations system, the private sector, including tech companies, civil society, grassroots organizations, academia, and individuals, including especially our youth. We are therefore requesting your inputs, both online and at the CST-IGF during our annual open forum, which will be held immediately after completion of the second session on the 27th of January, 2023. I would like to thank in advance all of our board members of the TTMAG, all of the members of the TTMAG from all stakeholder groups who contributed to the agenda, our hardworking organizing team, our valued speakers, panelists, and discussants, our partners, TTNIC, the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, LACNIC, ICANN, and Fortinet, and especially you, our dedicated participants. It is this entire community that makes the TTIGF an annual success. Without further ado, I would now like to hand over to our first speaker, Mr. Paul Mitchell. Mr. Paul Mitchell is the current chair of the United Nations Internet Governance Forum Multi-stakeholder Advisory Group. In nearly 30 years at Microsoft, Paul has held diverse roles spanning numerous products and technologies, digital programming tools, including Microsoft's first C++ development system, the launch of MSN, Microsoft digital television platforms, including Media Room, numerous media standards, digital rights management systems for content production, and wireless technologies. Paul has strong skills in strategy, planning, policy development and diplomacy, and people management. He has led successful marketing, program management, and engineering teams, including global teams with staff spanning multiple time zones in the UK, China, France, Finland, Singapore, and Switzerland. Paul is a co-inventor on 19 issued US patents related to wireless communications. He led the team that developed Microsoft's TV whitespace trial programs with the goal of making internet access possible for those that remain unconnected today. And I'd like to just mention that Paul was also helpful in helping us in Trinidad and Tobago explore this avenue, which we still are looking at today. Paul previously led Microsoft's work on internet governance, including working with the International Telecommunication Union, the Internet Governance Forum, the Internet and Jurisdiction Project, and ICANN on internet policy issues since 2012, participating in numerous international conferences and associated preparatory work across all three sectors. And he served as a commissioner on the ITU UNESCO Broadband Commission for Sustainable Development for many years. Paul, over to you.
Thank you very much, Tracy. It's been my honor to chair the Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group of the UN IGF this year. For the past many months, it worked very hard to deliver a program that was realized in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. And it was a remarkable week. Over 4,000 registrants from 165 countries, 200 sessions focused on this year's theme of resilient internet for a shared, sustainable, and common future, and then some related sub-themes. Now, these meetings are coming at a time when increasingly the world is asking hard questions about internet governance. As a whole, the UN system is increasingly leaning into technology equity issues and recognizing the fully intertwined nature of our shared reliance on a resilient internet. And you named some of the challenges just in your preamble, Tracy. The IGF is more relevant than ever. The level of interest in digital and internet governance has never been higher. And the selected themes for the Ethiopian IGF reflected a goal of aligning the work of the IGF with the work of other UN agencies on digital policy issues, including the Global Digital Compact that you mentioned and the Summit on the Future. Now, these meetings come at a time when increasingly the world is asking these hard questions about internet governance. And we need to double down and make sure that we're aligned on how to attack the challenges that we face. The IGF meetings are more relevant than ever. We're just beginning to plan out the IGF 2023, which will be held in Japan. While there are great differences between Trinidad and Tobago and Japan, there are also many similarities too. And a hallmark of the IGF process has been its ability to find common ground, to seek shared solutions and involve all stakeholders in the process. The IGF has really kept pace and has evolved and endured since its founding, demonstrating the durability of the multi-stakeholder model of governance, which was pioneered by the IGF. The IGF itself has innovated in the creation of national and regional IGFs, of which this is one, including this one that we're here doing today. But in addition to that, we have numerous intersessional activities, dynamic coalitions on key topics of interest, policy networks, best practice forums, focus on youth and parliamentarians, and a lot more. We are continuing that legacy of innovation in the manner in which we are collaborating across sectoral boundaries. More than ever, it's become obvious that we must collaborate and share to achieve common interests if we're to succeed in realizing the bold ambitions detailed in our common roadmap. I want to highlight just a few of the messages that come out of the recent IGF in Addis, because it's really the distillation of messages that turn into work items and change. First, and unsurprising, we have the continued challenge of digital divides. We've noted the importance of ensuring that there's meaningful access for all. And this is a change. Meaningful access includes issues of accessibility, affordability, content, services, digital literacy, etc., in addition to basic connectivity. These gaps persist, especially affecting marginalized groups in many societies. Next, we have the risk of fragmentation, which was a newer discussion this year. Collectively, we need to reassert the value of an open, interconnected internet and its importance in the drive to achieve the SDGs, among other things. There's a wide range of political, economic, and technical factors that can drive fragmentation. And while there are concerns about fragmentation, it's also important to know that the difference between fragmentation and intentional diversity and decentralization is critical. Intentional diversity and decentralization are fundamentally positive aspects of the internet's core architecture. Then there's the overall theme of enabling safety, security, and accountability. It's clear that cybersecurity is a central challenge for the internet policy world. This requires collaboration and a multi-stakeholder approach that serves the needs of end users and spans historical boundary divides. And the importance of cross-border data flows is essential to e-commerce and digital trade and the economic foundations on which our future is based. It's clear that the opportunities provided by new advances in technology cannot be fully realized without consideration of all stakeholders' viewpoints and expertise. Over time, we've achieved at least a rough consensus around principles that aim to sustain the global open internet and reinforce the common democratic principles, fundamental freedoms, and human rights as reflected in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Today, many other regional, international, and UN mechanisms are emerging and evolving, including the Roadmap for Digital Cooperation, our Common Agenda and its Global Digital Compact, as well as the Technology Envoy Appointment and the High-Level Panel. There is a lot of action. But the IGF is more than a conference. It's a platform and an ecosystem that includes substantial intersessional engagement, working together with stakeholders from around the world, brainstorming through best practice forums in cybersecurity and gender, as well as policy networks on internet fragmentation and meaningful access. There are the 24 issue focused dynamic coalitions, and all of you are invited to participate in these processes. Over the past 18 years, the IGF platform has expanded to include 152 of these national, regional, sub-regional, and youth IGFs, including this one. I want to congratulate the organizers of this IGF and acknowledge its role in highlighting the unique challenges faced by Trinidad and Tobago and other small island states. Finally, we are just beginning the planning for this year's global IGF, which will be held in Japan. And the complete ADIS messages are available online, and together they comprise a good overview of the global challenges ahead. I encourage you to read the messages from ADIS and get involved not just in the Trinidad and Tobago IGF, but in the larger global IGF that's kicking off over the next several weeks. The IGF is a powerful innovation. It's pioneered the topic of internet governance, and so up to this point in time, there has not been a better choice. Thank you very much. You're all welcome to get involved and contribute.
Thank you very much, Paul. I believe our host for today is Mr. Dev Gosine. So I'll hand over to Dev to introduce the remainder of the panel. Dev?
Hey, thank you. Let me just turn on my camera. Thank you very much there, Tracy. And actually, you caught me a little bit by surprise there. Let me just mute some stuff here. I don't know why these things are coming up. Just give me a little second. Let me just get my act together. I'm sorry about this. Just got tied up here. Why is this thing not? Okay, here we go. Right. Okay. We have also on the program. Let me just put this across on the screen. All right. We have the opening address by the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dolly, Minister of Education in the Ministry of Education, and that is a recorded presentation. So let's sit back, relax, and listen to the presentation by the Minister of Education.